Part two. I didn't look at the message, but this thing happens with Telegram messages. I get the little preview at the top of the screen that comes down and then disappears. But then sometimes the whole screen goes black and the box comes up in the middle with a message in it, or message preview. And that happened, and it just stops the recording. So I didn't cut myself off, I was cut off. And, right. I did establish when I was talking with her that, yeah, I will only, well, she had this funny thing, bit of an accusation that, oh, you send me messages so I have to reply. And I say again and again, I send you messages because I need to express things. You don't need to read them, you don't need to reply. That's unfair of me, and perhaps I just shouldn't message her. But she chooses to reply, and then she volunteers stuff of her own. So that's a little bit, it's a trait of hers. No, I was talking about my father. I've spoken to him 3 times maybe before this week, a few days ago. And every time I just feel like the child with him, the adult, saying, so what are you doing? What did you do today? What did you do at school today? What do you do for sport? You know, those sorts of questions. And I hated it as a child, and I hate it now, and I find it very difficult, almost impossible to cope with. And he has been like that, and it's made the conversations very stilted and uncomfortable, because I just shut down, I shut up, or I deflect it with a question back, or I stumble over some inadequate response. Now, he played that card again once or twice, maybe more, during the course of the conversation, but I was able to, I think, deflect it and just have conversation. Oh, this bloody wasp sting itching. Just have conversation, and things came out in the conversation. So I think that was, from my point of view, a much better experience. Whether it was related to having had some plant medicine earlier in the day, I don't know, but it felt much easier. In the way that aspects of the market today felt very much easier when it comes to speaking to people, because I don't have ease speaking to people at all. As you probably noticed from here, I can talk vis-a-vis like this with myself and with my friend, but not really with anyone else. Some people going by, so I will probably hesitate and pause like it's a two-way conversation. Because it is, isn't it? I'm listening to you, you're talking to me. The water has just come through the roof of the van, as it does, all over my leg. You probably can't see that. It was just a burst, a flush of water, like someone had poured a jug on my leg. Speaking with father, good, easy. He talked about visiting him. Now, going off on a bit of a tangent here. When the prospect of speaking to my father first came up, it was meeting rather than speaking. This was from my agenda, really, when I was still communicating through my sister, or when I first broached this subject of communication with my sister. I envisaged meeting him, but he was ill, he'd been in hospital, and he wasn't up to meeting anyone. And when that came up initially, my friend said, oh, I'll come with you. Because she does that. Is she just nosy? I don't know. And after speaking on Monday, I mentioned that he talked about visiting, and she again renewed her offer of being willing to come with me. And I'm now seeing if I can find her message, see exactly what she said. I don't think I can because I've got no connection on this phone. Oh, it does. No, it doesn't. So I can't see what she said, but I think she did say again that she would be happy to come with me, which would be sharing the driving and just company. I don't know how much she does it as a feeling of obligation. I don't know, and I can't know. But if she does, it would be great. Although after the phone call today, I definitely got the sense she might be backing off and reconsidering. And being me and being critical of myself, I think that it's because she spent fun time with two old friends of hers from 20 plus years ago. And then she sees me and she thinks, oh God, he's boring, not good company. I don't just want to spend time with him. I don't want him to come around my house. You know, these sort of things you do. That's me. State of play with father is he's again asked me to call him again. Asked me to call him. He has picked up on the fact that I don't call from home and I call from places like field gateways and other people's houses. I will call him again. He talked about visiting. I would do it, but I would need to know that I'm not going to bump into my brother and that it will be a finite visit, that I will be able to get away. He is on the other side of the country to myself. Be several hours drive, and my original thought would be to go there and back in a day. And then I thought, my friend comes with me, we could stay somewhere overnight. But then would relations become strained? We'd have to find somewhere with separate sleeping arrangements. And there's a cost, because I'd have to bear the cost myself. And it goes back to this thing, I don't have money of my own. No, I'm not going to whinge on about that. I would seriously consider visiting. I have a slot of about 2 weeks, or possibly less than 2 weeks now, due to constant changing of plans, when my wife is away, and I could possibly visit then. It would mean, but then if she takes the van, I'm fucked. I can't. Unless I go on the train, and where is it? I can't remember. He told me, or Jane told me, and I looked it up. I'm going to have to do some research. Because if I can go on the train, that would be a possibility. It would make it not a day trip, I suspect. Because it would almost certainly mean going via London, which is a fucking pain in the arse. And then out again. Then I'd have to find a B&B, and it's the cost again. So many uncertainties. I suspect I won't know whether my wife is taking the van away with her until like the day before she goes. Just as I'm not going to know how long she's going to be away for until probably she goes. Very difficult to make plans around that. I'm rambling. Things to talk about. I'm where I need to be getting on. Too much, I'm being disjointed. I want to say more about dreams. Dreams in the past and what they've been for me, and how they have tended to be horrific rather than otherwise. It's only recently that they've become more consistently interesting, and no, I'm not going to talk about them now, because this is 10 minutes and it's gone on too long. Itching. Now, this is the question. Does anybody out there listen to the video or watch the video to the end? I don't do it for you, I do it for me, but it would be interesting to know. Has anyone listened? I did this once before and somebody did feedback and say yes, they had listened. So I'm doing it again. Anyone out there listen to the whole 10 minutes? Who has obviously got nothing better to do with their time? Because I don't. This is for me, it's not for... I'm talking to myself. But yeah. It would be nice to know that somebody has taken the trouble to listen. Not essential, but nice. I wouldn't feel quite so alone then. Anyway, this is me alone here saying goodbye to myself alone here.